the film room, it didn't matter where we were at. They just had a good time being around each other. You know, in the last week of practice going in, I think, you know, even Coach Ward made the comment, nobody can say that this group didn't have fun because, you know, they had their cars parked in a different way on the last week, and they just thought that was a good time. But no matter what it was, they were having a good time with each other. So they're kind of a quirky group, but that's what I loved about them, right? Again, you know, that competition that they had with one another in practice was pretty special. You know, we went into Princeton and Sherrard weeks to kind of run a similar offense. And Cade Kavarik took the scout team quarterback to a whole new level. And it was just a lot of fun in practice. Garrett might have got a little mad at him a few times. But it was just a lot of fun. And as they're laughing up here, you know, those are memories that I'm going to have forever. I'm going to cherish forever because they were really just a fun-loving group. You know, as I mentioned, you know, one of our core values this year was just to love, serve, and care for one another. They might have taken this to a whole new level because they are a very tight-knit group, of brothers. Sometimes they fight and pick on each other like brothers, maybe a bit much, like, where's my keys, where's my car, you know, and took my football bag, and, you know, and those types of things. And sometimes that got old for me and the coaches, but I tell you what, they were always having fun with one another, and it's something that I'm always going to remember about them. So I'm just going to start with the senior athletes here first, who've really given us 4 years, you know, of hard work and dedication, and you know, I just have a lot of memories about each kid because I've really been with them since they were, you know, in 5th grade coming through. So it's really always a special moment to see the seniors out on this night. Our first senior was a 2-year starter for us. Played offensive line for us, did some great things for us, and actually played a lot of different positions for us. You know, would come in and long snap if we needed him to, was kind of a utility player. Always kind of stepped in where we needed him, whether that was defensively, offensively, on special teams. You know, a very tough kid, and I'm proud of all he's done, Dylan Hellenbach. Our next senior this year was voted on as captain, you know, for a number of different reasons. As that value I just keep mentioning of loving and serving and caring, he always put others first, no matter what, always. You know, and I kind of refer to him as Panther Nation all the time. Just embodies what we want a good teammate to be. That's something I try to tell my kid every time I drop him off at a practice or whatever, is just be a great teammate today. And man, he just embodies what a teammate is, and how to serve his friends and how to serve his teammates. And I can learn a lot from him on a daily basis, and just how he's so giving. Nick Clayton. Our next senior here, again, always knows how to kind of turn things up in practice and really get after each other. And I've already kind of alluded this a little bit, but I will never forget the scout team weeks there for 2 weeks in a row. It was absolutely spectacular. And the competition that he brought, but he's always making a big play for us on 3rd and long. Always there, you know, just making a play all the time. You know, when we needed to play, he would do it. You know, I think week 1, when Logan had Sir Cramps a lot going on and couldn't really, you know, make it across the line of scrimmage, he would step in no matter what, not even his normal position, but said, I got it, you know, and I said, what is he doing? But he just filled in no matter what. Anywhere and everywhere, but great memories. I'm really going to miss you. Kate Kavarik. Okay, our next senior is what I would say really just all heart. And I love his personality. I love who he is. I just, you know, I love that he's always, him. Kid's kind of always enjoy him, and they kind of enjoy, I think, poking fun of each other with him. But he started for us on offense as a junior, defensively as a senior, at nose guard. Just had a great season, never came off the field defensively, stepped in on offense when we needed him, and really played in a lot of different positions throughout his 4 years. Just really proud of his development as a young man, though, in these 4 years. Trey's forward. Okay, our next senior played in a couple different spots. He was, again, kind of a utility guy. We moved him around a lot, not only as a senior, but as a junior, as a sophomore. You know, he's kind of played a lot of different positions. You know, and as he kind of grew and got stronger, he constantly played a different position. But every time we asked him to play, this spot or that spot, it was no problem. Okay, I'll do it. And again, that embodies a great teammate. Was having just a great senior season, ran into that nasty elbow injury late. But man, I'm just proud of the young man he's become and the work ethic that he put into the season. We could count on him. And he was dependable and coachable, and I'll never forget that. Zach Greer. Okay, our next senior, I'm really just so proud of this kid as as a leader, and especially in his spiritual leadership, and what he's done in FCA, and how he's, really been outspoken there. And I'm just so proud of him on what he does at practice. And I know he's quiet sometimes, a lot of times, but we love every minute of him. And I think he's really kind of stepping into that leadership role in the FCA world, and I absolutely love that about him, and I just love what he embodies as a teammate. Peyton Glassburn. We have a couple guys not here. I still want to make sure I mention a few things about them, because both these guys, started for us a little bit on the offensive line. Or one guy here was a tight end for a little while. We moved him to offensive line. Towards the end of the year, he had to play defensive end quite a bit with all the injuries that we had. He's at FFA tonight as well. But I'm really proud of both of these guys. That's Peyton Gerlach and Noah Frederickson. Okay, our next senior here may have shown more maturity in growing up in 4 years than I've seen in a young man, just in overall leadership qualities. I remember at practice, I really kind of got after one of our scout team players, just on giving us the right look, and really just kind of got after him. In the very next play, that scout team player, did what I asked him to do, and one of our seniors here, picked him up right away and said, that's exactly what we need out of you, thank you. And picked him up and commended him on his effort. And as a younger, I know that might seem small, but as a freshman or sophomore, he wouldn't have noticed those things. But he noticed the little things. He noticed a teammate doing what they needed to do, and has continually developed into a leader. And I know, we kind of missed the last 6 to 7 weeks of the season, but had a nice early start. But I'm proud of his development as a young man. Dylan Tegler. Our next senior here, to me, just embodies work ethic. When he came in as a freshman, we didn't play football, but he lived in the weight room and changed really his entire physique, but he did it all on his own. He did it in the weight room at 5 o'clock in the morning when nobody's around. He was there because I was in there with him. And it was just amazing. I don't know that I've seen a kid really work as hard as he did in the weight room and change himself the way he has physically, but also as a leader. He emerged as a leader. And I know he's a quiet leader, but people follow him because of his work ethic and because of how hard he pushes himself individually. And that sets a great example for our younger kids, Justice Youngberg. Okay, our next senior, you know, I knew he was going to have kind of a breakout senior year. I knew he was going to be pretty talented. I did not know he was going to be kind of that electric on the field. You know, when he got the ball in his hands, you know, there was always a chance he was going to break it. And really just his shiftiness on the field was fun to watch. Very fun to watch, very entertaining. You know, and I wasn't sure about that. Younger, so tiny coming in as a freshman, so tiny that it's so there's hope, man. I'm all where you at. So there, you know, I just couldn't believe how small he was coming in as a freshman, and then I mean, just continued to blossom and continued to work hard. And by the time he was a senior, it was really, really fun to watch him on the field. Really could match anybody speed-wise. But more than that, I'm just proud of his leadership. I'm proud of who he's become, and gonna miss him, Logan Henderson. Okay, our last senior here, you know, embodies everything that I'd like to see in our young men. I think he's tough. You know, I think he works hard. You know, I think he cares for his teammates. You know, he's that guy that you always want in your corner. He's Mr. Reliable, Mr. Dependable. You know, and there was times that, and I can relate to it, I think it was in maybe the Princeton game where I pulled him off and he said, I just want to play. I just want to go. And I absolutely love that. I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. Because that's what we want. We want guys that just want to be tough, be dependable, be coachable. And it obviously helped that he had a lot of physical, you know, natural tools to go with it, and was very special. Was a 3-year starter for us on either side of the ball, sometimes both sides of the ball for 3 years, and it was very special to have Garrett Passmore. Okay, how about one last round of applause for our seniors?